Hey guys, what's up? So today is my 4-month, almost 4 months to getting diagnosed with Ehlers-danlos syndrome. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about my journey to that while I am on my way home here. So, when I was about 14 years old, that's when my symptoms started to get really bad to where it was concerning and actually like limiting what I did and things like that. So when I was 14, I began to have just a lot of joint pain and was springing things, which we actually know most of the time is dislocating. Now we know that what I did afterwards kind of put it back into place. So I was falling all apart, and so anyways, we were going on and trying to find answers. We went to doctor after doctor. They diagnosed me with arthritis, which I do actually still have arthritis. That's just not the main source of my pain. And then they continued to do more and more tests, and finally we moved again, and we got this surgeon who was like, oh my gosh, your wrist is bothering you so much because you have a bursted ligament. And I was like, oh, okay, good, that makes sense. At least I was in pain for a reason, but like, what about all my other joints, but at least I got answers for the wrist that was the most painful of all of them. So, through that, he did a surgery to try to repair the ligament, basically put in a substitute ligament, and he grafted some of my own tissue. Well, what we didn't know at this time, or even have a inkling of, was, well, actually we kind of already wondered about it. Yeah. But anyways, is that using my own tissue was bad because my own tissue is bad, if that makes sense. But then it goes on, and that doesn't work because my own tissue is crappy, and so it bursts. And after that, we find out that I can have one of two surgeries. I can either have a permanent plate put in, or I can have have half my wrist removed. I asked the doctor, if I was his child, what would he recommend? And he said he would recommend taking out half the wrist because your wrist will still function most like a regular wrist. Well, at this time, we just were at occupational therapy, where the occupational therapist was like, I think you may have Ehlers-danlos syndrome. Has anybody ever said anything about that to you? Does that sound familiar as maybe something that they've maybe diagnosed you with, or something like that? And we were like, no. And we looked into it, and when we brought it up to him, he laughed and said, well, only circus freaks get that. Hello? Anyways, so he said, no, only circus freaks get that, and blew us off. And of course, now we know that I do have it, and that surgery was not the right choice for me due to the fact that I do have Ehlers-danlos syndrome. We went on, and things just slowly got worse, after having the surgery, because I didn't know at the time. And then I brought it up to another one of my doctors, who got me a referral to go to genetics. For my insurance, I have to have referrals to go to the different doctors that I want to go to. So that's how that goes. And then so after that, we went to the doctor, had all that done. We had to wait, and the closest geneticist to where I lived was 6 hours away. And I was like, well, Mayo Clinic is closer. Can we go there? We were trying to get into there because they do a lot of experimental kind of things, said no, that we couldn't, that they weren't accepting new patients in their genetics department, so we were stuck where we were. Then we found out we were moving again. When we moved to Texas, we were given off to another post, and this meant that we had to travel all the way. It was an 8-hour drive, and they paid for us to fly because of the circumstances that it would cost them more to send us off somewhere else and pay for the appointment off post. And so yeah, we traveled to San Antonio, and that's when we found out that I did have Ehlers-danlos. They did all the testing to make sure I don't have another type, and tested my parents, and I did have a gene that was off, but when they tested my parents and everything, something about that let them know that it's not a big deal. Anyways, moving on here. After that, we have started treatment, physical therapy, occupational therapy, but I have lost so much because of this, and I'll go through a whole, like, how losing everything, like, I had to learn how to wipe my butt again because of this surgery. Like, it was a lot to kind of have taken away all at once. But anyways, that is how I got diagnosed with Ehlers-danlos syndrome, and kind of the backstory of what happened leading up to it. I have lots of dislocations now all the time, and constantly am having to put joints back in place myself because there's no point in going to the ER. All they're gonna do is make you wait. You know what I mean? Like, when you already know how to do it yourself, it's not a big deal. I wouldn't recommend everyone else just doing that, but you know when you know enough to do it, you know? Anyways, so yeah, you guys, that is where we are now. We're just trying to figure out what's the best course of action. If I have POTS, which goes along with the Ehlers-danlos a lot of the time, so, which is postural orthostatic tachycardic syndrome. So they think that I may have that, and also that I may have some form of gastroparesis, which goes along with EDS a lot of the times too. And so yeah, we are just waiting to see what the doctors say, where we need to go from here. The GI ordered a bunch of tests. Some of them came back kind of abnormal, so we're gonna see what they say, see if there's something more that we can do to kind of help ease some of the issues that I'm having as far as with the food aspect and the blood pressure and heart rate all over the place and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.